I'm the host for today's session. Thanks. Hello everyone, my name is Jyoti Prasan. Welcome to today's session. I'm your host for today's session. Our topic is cybersecurity in Azure AI. I think everyone is familiar with cybersecurity and its role in the major companies handling the data, which is like millions and millions of terabytes. So handling it and providing security, not be that is cybersecurity. And we'll be looking at how Azure AI helps and plays a big role in cybersecurity. Here is the contents of our presentation. Starting off, we have the introduction, then the importance of cybersecurity. Secondly, we have introduction to Azure AI. Then Azure AI and cybersecurity. That means the usage of Azure AI in cybersecurity. Moving forward, we'll be doing conclusion, which will end up with a Q&A session. That's for the content. We'll be proceeding now. So introduction, I think, yes, everybody knows cybersecurity and the threats to companies having valuable data as their assets, and how exactly AI will be helping you in proceeding and working in cybersecurity, implementing it much better with the help of humans in this session. Moreover, you'll be seeing how Azure AI helps you build that model, AI models, which will help you in cybersecurity. Today, we'll be diving into Azure AI, transforming the world of cybersecurity, making our digital life safer and obviously more secure. Okay, so let's jump in the AI-powered defense system, cybersecurity. Initially, I'll be talking about cybersecurity. So, what is cybersecurity? Obviously, cybersecurity involves protecting computers, networks, and the conversations with the digital threats to viruses, malware, phishing, hacking. Overall, yes, hacking from the data, which is very crucial for the companies and to the users in the company. The goal of cybersecurity is to ensure data confidentiality, integrity, and availability, and more than anything, the security and making it leak-proof as much as they can. Now, the importance of cybersecurity. Why exactly is it important? So, it protects sensitive information from unauthorized access. Suppose if any other anonymous user tries to access your data, then they'll be prevented from doing so. Then prevents financial loss due to cyber attacks. Now, an example of this would be the bank accounts, the banks which have crucial information of users, their data accounts, their credentials. If they get lost, leaked, there will be a huge loss of money, and it will be a big impact. To prevent that, cybersecurity is a big step. Then ensures the smooth operation of services and systems. Obviously, if you've seen big tech companies, the IT side, the hub, to prevent the loss of data and to not corrupt the systems rather than ensuring the smooth operation of the services, cybersecurity is an important part. Nextly, we also it is used to maintain the user trust so that people can trust on the company that yes, their data is secure when they are promoting or when they're giving their information to the company based on the regulations. Now we have Azure AI. Azure AI, actually a brief introduction on it, and later on we'll be proceeding on how Azure AI benefits you in cybersecurity to build more and more impactful AI. What is Azure AI? So Azure AI is a set of AI services provided by Microsoft. It includes tools and services for building and deploying AI solutions. Now, Azure AI leverages the power of cloud computing and delivers scalable, flexible AI compatibilities. Now, someone who's a very beginner at building AI models and has a vast information on cybersecurity, this is the platform where you need to go and build an AI model which will implement your knowledge in cybersecurity and the platform services provided for building an AI model, and then building up a good protected system for the role you're looking for. Now, the core components of Azure AI. Firstly, we have the Azure Machine Learning. Now, this is a platform to build, train, and deploy machine learning models. Cognitive services, pre-built APIs for vision, speech, language, and decision-making tasks. You can, for example, you have the Hugging Face, you have OpenCV. Those all are the assets where you can get the pre-built models But here you will be using those API for vision, speech, language, decision making, and further on. Now, a platform to build, train, and deploy machine learning models. See, as a user, if you're a developer, to get a platform, you need to pay or get a trial access. But Azure AI offers you a platform where you can run these models and deploy them free of cost and on a monthly basis. And if you are a student, you'll be getting those subscriptions for free. Now, Azure bot service. Now, obviously, everyone knows how crucial or important it is to implement a chatbot in any website. As you can see nowadays, every website is implementing a chatbot. So the Azure bot service helps you in here, comes here in handy. It helps you how to build the Azure bot. That is a chatbot. Like you can get a chat GPT example. Chat GPT is like the pro level of chatbots, and then the minimum level would be if you go to any website, you see any chatbot. Next, we have Azure Bot Service, a service to build intelligent chatbots. I mean, I have done it. So, Azure Cognitive Search. Now, imagine if you're searching on Google, you go and see the search as the Google search, and also you have an integrated search with Gemma. Similarly, Samsung has launched its search bar with ChatGPT, along with Apple, which has just recently launched an extension with ChatGPT, which will be interacting with Siri and will be giving the results to the users in a much better way. Now that is upper side on Azure Cognitive Search. When you search on Microsoft or on an AI, Azure AI model, the search works as a service that integrates AI into those search queries rather than just the database. AI searches and compiles a pre-built information based on the given data and gives you the ready-made data set for that. Now, how Azure AI actually enhances cybersecurity. So, how Azure AI exactly enhances cybersecurity? So, if you want to see, suppose an AI model has been, suppose you're a person who's good at cybersecurity, you have an experience of, let's say, 5 to 6 plus years. Even then, you don't, no matter how far your experience is, it's not bigger than, let's say, 10 to 12 years, no matter how big it is. So let's assume you have done a research on 10 to 6 years, 6 to 7 years of experience of previous threats to companies of your domain, and you have the data. Now, if there's something previous to that, suppose if there was an attack in the ninth year, 10th year from now, you won't be able to get that data. And if the same attack happens on your service, you're not sure whether your company will prevent that threat or not. But in case of AI, you can train it as much as you want based on your capability or the, you could say, the capability of the AI or the resources available. Based on that, you can train AI on based on 1 year, 10 years, 20, 30, as per expectations. Now, how exactly does this benefit you? Suppose you are the active cybersecurity manager. Now you can't keep checking every link, every port 24/7. But AI can help you in here. It can be handy. You can rely on it. That AI will check 24/7 every port every time to make sure there's no leak of data or no piracy or no phishing. And yeah, so that's all we'll be covering, and many more other points how Azure AI actually enhances cybersecurity. So Azure AI provides advanced tools for threat detection and responses. As I said, you'll be getting 24/7 support. Then it checks on based on the previous data, and it can also post warn you about any hack or any phishing that is about to happen, any malfunctioning. Now it uses machine learning to identify and respond to threats in real time. Exactly what my point just was, that it checks on the real time as a user. If it wasn't for AI, you'll be searching for the problems and you'll be getting the results, but it won't be immediate, won't be real time. But what machine learning actually makes it better is you can get it in real time also. You can check. AI will check on any immediate errors coming or any immediate threats and will respond to it. Either it will work and resolve it by troubleshooting, or it will make the user aware who's responsible for managing all these cyber threats. Now, AI can automate routine security tasks also, freeing up human experts for complex issues. Let's say there is one error which was not capable enough for an AI to handle. So that was forwarded to a user, but the user solved it. And then there are continuous attacks like those, which may be a hectic task for the user to resolve again and again. But here, since if the AI comes in handy, the AI will learn how the user actually helped and resolve that error or that security risk. So AI will learn on it, AI will enhance itself, and then if there's the next repetitive set of tasks, it has an error on it, AI will resolve it by itself. That's where it becomes handy. And it also frees up human experts so that now this expert is free who implemented AI model based on the data he trained for how to handle the previous task. Now this human expert is free to handle any more other complex issues if faced to the company. That's one of the major points. Now threat detection and response. So we'll be seeing a few of the major points in cybersecurity and how exactly do they enhance it. So, real-time monitoring. AI continuously monitors for unusual activity. I mean, I've told you this point before, and I'll tell you again. Has the capability to check the unusual activities in your report or in the company's database 24/7. You can check in every day, every minute, every second based on your flexibility and your resources available. So that if there's suppose if it's a user, they might check it for some time and then another interval, then another. Meanwhile, if there's a bit of a big gap, you might lose some precious data. But in real-time monitoring with AI, it benefits you quite a lot to check continuously. Now, anomaly detection. So AI has the previous data sets available in which there is a normal behavior of the system. Now, if it detects any deviations or any unusual activity, it will directly inform the higher authority or it will troubleshoot that or raise an error. Now, the automated responses. So the automated responses come up as quickly isolates and mitigates threats. And as I said, if there's repetitive threat, then AI will help you resolve it automatically, even if not once. Once the AI is trained by a user how to solve this particular thread, and if the thread isolates and mitigates continuously, then AI will help you resolve it immediately, automatically. The use of student expert is not here, which is a bigger side because now the user expert is free and they can use their resources, their energy in solving any other bigger complex threats. Next up, we have predictive analysis. So, historical data analysis, which was a big impact, as I said. If it's a user or if it's an expert in cybersecurity, they will, let's assume they have a data in their mind or they have trained themselves based on 8 to 10 years of knowledge, all the possible threats that had happened and all the bigger threats that had happened on the databases. But in case of AI, you can teach it on based on the past data, and it depends on how much data you want to train based on the resources. If you have a small resource, you can train for 1 year. If you have a huge amount of resources, you can train around 10 to 15 years. Proactive measures for it. It helps implement security measures before an attack occurs. Now, yeah, for the historical data, because if you have trained it for the previous threads, if there is a thread which has not occurred but is about to happen and you can see the steps, AI will help you figure out those steps and predict future threats that are about to happen and secure the system more efficiently. Now, proactive measures. It helps implement security measures before an attack occurs, as mentioned in the previous data, because of historical data analysis, which is done by AI, you can take proactive measures, which will help you implement security measures before an attack occurs. Now, how exactly does this work? So it calculates and goes to the data, which includes the threat happened in the previous databases, and it works on them. It reverse engineers on them, and it searches from which source to the end. How exactly did that get implemented? Now, through any step, if there's anything in common between those threads and the one which is about to happen in your software, or if he sees a similar pattern, raise an error or reach out to a higher authority. Now, resource allocation. So it focuses resources on high risk areas. Suppose if you have uh, risk, if you have a threat risk, and if you have another threat risk, but you are not able to identify which one is a bigger threat to you, which one has more crucial data. Because by the time you actually figure that out, maybe you lose some of that crucial data. So what happens here is you figure out and you take your time, you prevent one data and you put all resources on the one and maybe a little bit of resources in the other. And then maybe you secured one with the other one, which maybe had the crucial data will be lost. But if you implement AI in this, AI will make sure that it focuses the major resources of yours available on the high risk areas so that it can prevent the crucial data, much more crucial data. I must say, data, everything is crucial. So the much more crucial data to prevent it from getting leaked or getting erased from the databases. Incident response and investigation. So forensic analysis. AI helps analyze data logs to understand attacks, root cause identification, find the source of security breaches. Forensic analysis. AI helps analyze data logs to understand attacks. Now, if you go on to analyze the data logs, so AI continuously analyzes 24/7 data logs throughout the entire week, and then it will help you understand if there's any pre-attack, and it will let you know how exactly did that happen from the root cause to the direct source and to the direct implementation of that. Now, if you see for root cause identification, finds the source of security breach. So once a threat is exposed to AI, it checks on to every step how exactly did it start and how exactly is it ending from the start to finish by reverse engineering the steps, seeing how did that threat actually reach to this stage and going to its initial stage and causing and searching for its root cause. Now, incident reporting, it automates detailed reports for better understanding and for future reports. For future prevention. Suppose if you got a threat, you had a leak of data and you cannot prevent it, then or even if you're preventing it in case, what AI does is it makes a better report of the entire incident, whatever it has happened, and makes a full-fledged report with each minor issue which we had in the database because of which in the system because of which we had the lag or the leak in the database. And hence, because it is a detailed report and it is created automatically, it is also focused on the better understanding of the user or the cybersecurity and or the cybersecurity expert, and then hence in future it prevents from any such other attacks or makes chances less for it. Now, identity and access management, user behavior monitoring. So it detects unusual login patterns. Suppose if you are trying to attempt, I think everyone has seen if you're entering a Chrome and you enter wrong passwords multiple times, if you Instagram, any of your social net activity, if you log in for unusual times for multiple patterns and multiple times, it will lock you out of the access. It will tell you to log in for some time because it does not trust you. And that is where AI helps you in predicting the user behavior monitoring. Now it helps in adaptive authentication. It adds extra security layers based on the user behavior. So suppose if you're a user and if you're doing something unethical on the website, like if you're posting on a wrong post, if you're putting anything critical on the database, it will work on your behavior. It will study your behavior and it will add extra security around you so that you're not able to corrupt any legal or any critical information in the database. Access control. So AI ensures that any unauthorized user is not able to access the sensitive information. So that if in case there's someone who's an anonymous user who's trying to gain access to any sensitive information, prevents that. And even if a person has given them a different contributor ID by mistake, it helps them to control that sensitive information and prevents and gives a warning that this is not the right user or is not authorized to access this sensitive information. Compilation and risk management. So, automated compilation checks it. Goes to the security standards. It checks weekly if everything is under maintenance. And it also checks whether everything is good to go, every log is clear, every code is safe to go with, and the database does not have any leaks, which is checked on a regular basis based on the company's requirements. Now, risk assessment, it continuously evaluates the risk levels. Let's say if you have a threat, it obviously checks 24/7 whether what level of risk it is and how many times is it actually going to threat or crucial of a data is going to be leaked if this risk is not managed or not fixed. That is what risk assessment does. It continuously also it checks on continuously that there may not be any future risk or didn't happen in the past which is missed by the expert or by the system. Or if there was a data leak, it will make sure that it detects the data leak. Now, regulatory compliance helps meet legal and regulatory requirements. Suppose you don't know how many resources you will be capable of. Once you get to use the resource, it gets over. But AI, it has complete data set of around 10 to 12 years, knows what the company has as the resources, uses them, and then puts in the regulatory compliance and also based on the legal requirements and the limitations of the company. It maintains the requirements which are needed for the risk management. Now, Azure AI tools for cybersecurity. Exactly, Azure AI and its tools will implement in cybersecurity and how exactly does that benefit you in creating an AI model which is focused on cybersecurity. So, Azure Sentinel, it's a cloud native SIEM tool for threat detection and response. As I said, it works if you have just a local PC, you don't have a big system which can have a higher number of resources. We have a cloud native SIEM tool. What it does is it gives you the benefit of having a big amount of database. It gives you a wide set of resources where you can train that AI based on whatever amount of data set you have. Let's say around 10 to 12 years, you have the flexibility. If you're using it the same on laptop, you might not have the flexibility of using data for 10 to 12 years. It will be limited to around 1 to 2 years. But since it is cloud native SIM, we are able to monitor it using 12 years. Next, we have the Microsoft Defender, comprehensive threat protection for endpoints, identity, and data. Now, Microsoft Defender is usually found in every laptop Windows or system which has Microsoft developer Windows. So, what it actually does, it prevents, like, you can have an example of McAfee. It works like McAfee but better. Microsoft Defender it provides threat protection from end to end points. If any legality in that point, it will help you detect it immediately and prevent that risk from happening. It also identifies the previous data leak or any future data leaks that are about to see. The data leak also and data prevention from leaking is also a crucial part which helps you getting into the Azure Certified Center, Unified Security Management Threat Protection across the Suppose you have an error which you're not able to help out or detect with. It will help you benefit that point and it unifies security management threat protection across cloud environments. So suppose you have an error which you're not able to figure out, or even while the troubleshooting, you're not able to enhance or fix out in your PC. The Azure Security Center has a wide range of data based on previous threats they have come across or other users have come across, and in the cloud environment provided, that's the cloud data. Now it helps you build and search out for the error provided, and it unifies that security management and threat protection across the cloud environments. The benefits of using Azure AI in cybersecurity: enhanced detection and response, quick identification and mitigation of threats, improved efficiency, automation, reduce manual workload. Let's see how enhanced detection and response works. So it quickly identifies and mitigates the threats provided or uh, fixed in the system. It immediately identifies the threats and it takes the immediate response required for the immediate solution of the threat. Improved efficiency. Now, automation reduces manual workload. So, if you are automating the same task, as I said, if the same user is if the same user is trying to have the thread again and again, you can automate that task and help the user fix that task automatically so that the expert which was fixing that error again and again by himself is now free and can work on any other workload which might be more complex than the one which is just automated by Azure AI. Now, the proactive security posture, it anticipates and prevents theft. So if you have this Azure AI STEM, which we just talked about, it works as a post-security measure, which works on the previous service provider and helps you implement the efficiency. What it does is it works in previous data sets, and if there's a regular pattern present in AI, present in the thread or in the system, it immediately identifies and puts it as an error and brings it up for the user to prevent it. And that's how it works on. And obviously, it prevents beforehand so that the people may not be lose the data set efficiently. And the cost effective, now how is it cost effective? It lowers the cost associated with security breaches. So since you're using AI, so it enhances detection and response, it improves efficiency, you could say it automates the tasks, and it also proactively works as a security measure. And it benefits you as the expert is now free and can work on any other complex threats. So hence it also lowers the cost associated with security breach. Overall, it also reduces the amount of breaches and number of breaches. Hence, it overall also reduces the cost required for managing the threats and to handle the consequences of the threats. Now, concluding on, we have Azure AI, which offers powerful tools to enhance cybersecurity. And we just talked about how Azure AI actually helps you build a model around it. And this model, which we just talked about, which is SIEM2, which is for threat detection, and the services, cloud native SIEM. It benefits you from getting the threat detection and it gives you a prior response. Now, we'll come to the Microsoft Defender. Microsoft Defender comprehensive, which provides comprehensive threat detection for end-to-end identity and data management, as you mentioned. Azure Security Center, unified security management and threat protection across cloud environments. Unified Security, does it provide the Unified Center, which has the list of all the threats possible or occur to the users or to the system itself at their center, and managing and what are the steps to resolve those threats. If in case you're not able to figure out what troubleshooting, you can approach them for any preempted threats. Next, it has advanced capabilities to help in detecting, responding, and preventing threats. As mentioned here, it enhances detection and responses by quickly identifying threats based on the previous data. Hence, it is also working on real-time implementation of checking whether there's a threat or not. Next, we have the improved efficiency. It obviously reduces the manual workload, as you mentioned here, because the users are not able to, will be automating the task of managing the threats, which is a repetitive threat. And hence, the expert will be free now, which can work on any other complex threat. Now, the proactive security posture, which anticipates and prevents threats in for the future, but as we have mentioned also overall. Yeah, so yeah, anomaly detection. It identifies deviations from normal behavior. It also continuously monitors for the unusual activity as such, so it prevents end-to-end security. Proactive measures, it helps implement security measures before an attack occurs, like predicting the future threats, historical, that is predictive analysis. Next, incident response and investigation. So AI helps analyze data logs to understand attacks, the root cause identification, finds the source of security breaches, and it automates detailed reports for better understanding and future prevention. Now, the major benefit is identity and access management. It prevents unauthorized users and anonymous users from accessing the information and security. It's had extra security based on the user behavior. If the user is working wrong or is has a threat on it, the excess they add extra security layers on that particular user, while the other users have less security layers. Next, they have the ensured only authorized users access sensitive information, which is beneficial for every other person available. Now, compliance and risk management. Automation compliance checks ensures adherence to the security standards. It checks on time to time whether the security standards are up to date and whether the database in the system is up to date to the security standards as a following. Risk assessment, it continuously evaluates the risk levels with keeps on checking on a regular basis based on the company's requirements, weekly, monthly, daily, or even every minute if the data is very crucial. Regulatory compliance helps meet legal and regulatory requirements. Now the Azure tools, as you mentioned, again, will be mentioned once more. Azure Sentinel, the cloud native SIU for threat detection and response. So if you implement this tool as an API um, in your database in your system, prevents the threat detection. It prevents the threats by detecting them immediately and responds to them and raises an error to the respective expert. It uses the cloud native tool SIAM, and it has the wide data set of all the threats and all the preventions against them, which will help you out solve the issue almost immediately as soon as the threat is reminded of. Microsoft Defender, comprehensive threat protection for end-to-end point identity and data. Azure Security Center, it unified security management threat prevention across cloud environments. So, as I mentioned, if there's any threat which you're not able to figure out how to resolve, you can always approach Azure Security Center, which has a wide data set of all the threats ever occurred to them or to the users which are in contact with the security center, and the comprehensive measures to solve those threats and prevent across the cloud. Benefits, as I said, it improves efficiency, automates or reduces manual work, it anticipates and prevents threats, and cost effective because it lowers the cost associated with security breaches and handles the consequences since there are less security breaches. So the cost to handle them is less, and to handle the consequences of security breaches is also immediately lower. Now, to the conclusion of the final part, we have Azure AI. We all have seen how Azure AI actually powers tools to enhance the cybersecurity, how it helps you build models for cybersecurity based on a data sets, how it has the cloud facility, how it has the Azure Security Center to prevent and troubleshoot any of the issues if you're not able to handle them by themselves. That also advances capabilities help in detecting, responding, and preventing threats beforehand or even for future loss. Now, organizations benefit from how exactly Azure AI benefits. So it helps the organizations to improve the security, efficiency, and cost savings. Now, someone who has a knowledge in cybersecurity but is not that well or evolved in the AI domain knowledge, they can go on to Microsoft Azure AI and help them increase and build models which will benefit the organizations to improve the security, efficiency, and cost savings in the systems. Now, if there's any Q&A you would like to know, I will just be concluding the session now. So this is my time here. I'm with the person. This is our session on Azure AI and its importance in cybersecurity. This session by Microsoft Azure Developer Community. And thank you for the session.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Ritvik, for doing this for us.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this for us, Ritvik. And then we look forward to be in touch with you. I'll end the stream now. Just stay for a
Yes.
minute. Yeah.